What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be looking at the new Chancellor Palpatine paired with blue. Now, the first thing I want to say is this deck is absolutely a work in progress. Like, figuring this deck out is definitely challenging. This is where I'm at currently with the blue list, but this could be totally different a month from now. But I have been getting some success with this, and it's felt pretty good. It's very tricky to build because you want to be able to consistently flip back and forth at will. So I'll kind of break it down. But the leader itself, like the ability, is really strong and has a lot of potential. It was kind of one of these decks where when I was first trying to build this deck, I was like, I don't even know what to do here. Like, this is kind of weird. I tried yellow because Palpatine, the unit, was in double yellow, but I found that I wasn't able to stay with aggro. And they would just kind of run me over. I mean, I kind of gave up on that after a few games of testing it, just because it felt like it needed a lot. So I went to blue just because of the natural ability to gain life. And then also I really liked that you could play some of the Jedi early on, and they also have restore. So what I have found from this list is that it does a good job early on of kind of stabilizing. You wanna be able to play hero units early so that you can flip as early as turn 2 if you want to, or even turn 1, I guess, if they kill your unit right away. But the ability on the hero side is really sweet. So if one of your hero units die, you get to use the action ability, draw a card, heal 2 damage, and then flip. So the drawing a card and healing 2 is just awesome, just to be able to do that throughout the game. So you don't need like as much healing as like a typical control list because of that, because you have an innate built-in ability with Palpatine to heal whenever one of your hero units die. So kind of the way that I've been playing this is that I use really cheap hero units like Lothal Insurgent, Phase Clone Trooper. I like Kuiil a lot. They're just like, I have 6 3/2s that I can play on turn 1. Kuiil doesn't trade into too many things, but it does allow me to draw cards and gain life, which is nice. So, you get a ton of card advantage in here. You can't play Bazine on turn 1. The reason Bazine is in here is because of its smuggle ability. And it's really nice when you have flipped over to the other side of Palpatine into Darth Sidious, and you can play a Bazine from your resources to flip back over to the light side. Because sometimes what I found is that you can't find a black card to play. So all the black cards I have in here are cards that I'm going to be able to play pretty easily. I also have a couple of long Pyke in here for the same reason. Those are cards that are easy resource decisions early on, and later on, if I want to switch back to hero, they're good to just have in my resources as options. No Good to Me Dead is another really good one because it's so cheap. But let me kind of break down what my thinking is. So let's start with the hero, because this is such a hard deck to explain and to play. And like I said, this deck could be completely different, and this may not even be the best color for this deck, but it does feel at least somewhat competitive right now. So the idea is on turn 1, like I said, you want to play Lothal Insurgent, Kuiil, even the R2-D2, and discard one of your more expensive cards to look at the top 3 cards and pick one of those cards. R2 is really nice in a deck like this. If you also notice I'm playing 60 cards, that's because I have so much card advantage in here, and this is more of a control build. And you're drawing so much with Palpatine's ability, with Kuiil, even Yoda, even Obi-Wan, that it feels fine at 60. And I couldn't fit enough cards to be able to go consistently back and forth between light and dark at 50 cards. So 60 actually feels pretty good. I haven't had problems with consistency. You have literally 11 turn 1 plays for early hero units. So you're trying to get those down. The best way that I'm be able to explain this is just to show you how this deck works, so you get an idea, because it really is one of these decks, like, just playing it is the best way to really get an idea of how it works. It is not easy to explain. And also, it's really nice to have these cheap units, because later in the game, when you get to like 7, 8, 9 resources, you can start just kind of squeezing them in and start, that combined with your pinging damage from the dark side when you flip back over to the light side and creating a clone, you can really start to close the game out quick. And that's why the yellow, the double yellow aspect Palpatine, I think, is a viable version, because you are just creating a bunch of clones. But again, like I said, I felt like aggro could just run me over, and I didn't have a way to get myself back on the life total side of things very easily. But again, that, I'm sure that still has some viability in those colors as well. But this is the one that I was first able to kind of get an idea of and it felt decent enough to talk about, just because I really like the idea of this leader. So then turn 2, depending on, a lot of times you're just trading units with like an aggressive deck, like Boba, Sabine, even Darth Maul. I think Darth Maul is going to be extremely competitive. If you haven't messed around with Darth Maul, definitely check out my video on that. That deck is awesome. I've already started building it. But so you're going to try to trade with their units, right? So on turn 2, depending on what's in your hand, you may want to flip Palpatine, gain 2 life, draw a card, and go to the dark side, and immediately play a card like Power of the Dark Side, right? Or I Am Your Father. I Am Your Father is really good, because a lot of times they are going to say, no, just draw the 3 cards, and that's totally fine, because you just draw even more cards. And it's a good way to just flip, draw cards, create a 2/2, and do 2 damage to their base, because you played a black card. So there's a couple of those in here as well. But you can't flip back and forth on the same turn, right? So usually the way you want to do things is time it where, and again, I'll have to show you this because it's hard to explain. But if I have a Yoda in my hand, I might play the Yoda first and then flip to the dark side, so that I can set myself up to play a Childsen potentially if I have enough blue cards in my hand, which is easy to do when you're drawing cards with Kuiil and Chancellor Palpatine. It becomes easier to make Childsen a 5/5 or a 6/6. Or if I play some neutral cards in here too, and I think neutral cards are important, because you don't always need to flip or want to flip, and you want to have the ability to play something every turn, right? So Waylay, Make an Opening, Takedown, Vigilance, Rivals Fall, Fell the Dragon, all those cards are neutral colored cards where I can just play them at any given time. No Good to Me Dead, again, is really, really good, because it only costs 4 out of aspect. So even if I'm on the hero side and I don't necessarily want to switch or have a way to switch at that moment, I can still play No Good to Me Dead, like on the Sabine flip turn, for example, as a way to deal with that card, or as a way to deal with anything they put Dark Saber on. So that you're kind of like, as you're going through this game, you're kind of, each turn you're trying to plan your turns, but that doesn't always work out that way. And you're kind of just using your card advantage and deciding based on what's going on in the game, based on whether or not you want to flip. Sometimes it's better just to stay dark, because dark eventually gets a lot more powerful, because you have Childsen, Pyke, Snoke, and Avenger. But other times you want to get back to hero, because you want to play like Obi-Wan, Luke. And I gotta say, like, being able to play Luke into Snoke into Avenger is an incredible feeling. Like, those are such good 7, 8, 9. Like, those are the cards you're using to close the game out. And just being able to play them in the same deck and it makes sense is really, really cool. Vigilance is absolutely important in here, just to kind of stabilize and just gain life. Occasionally you just need to gain that 5 life, and then if you use Palpatine as well, you can just swing 7 life in a turn. Fell the Dragon is extremely important, just to be able to deal with all these big units. There's a 3rd copy in the side. I again, I'm going to show you guys how to play this, or how I've been playing it, just to kind of get an idea and to see what I'm talking about. It's really, really hard to explain. And again, if I were you and you wanted to test this deck out, you definitely have to test it out for yourself to get a feel for it. But it does have some really cool lines of play. The leader itself is a lot of fun. So again, on the dark side, when you've played a black card, you can flip, do 2 damage to their base, and make a 2/2 clone trooper, which is immediately creating fodder for you to switch back, which is sweet. But sometimes, again, it doesn't line up there. You can do that on the same turn. If they kill that immediately, then you don't have any clone troopers or any heroes on the board. Then you have to kind of have, like I said, those neutral colored cards that are still playable to make sense, so that you still have a play the next turn, in case you're trying to rebuild your board with hero units, for example, to get back to the dark side. So we'll kind of get into it here, because I want to kind of just show you things and try to explain them as I go. I think that's a better way to showcase this deck, because it is really hard to explain. But yeah, let's get into a few games here so I can kind of explain things, and then I'll wrap things up with a little more explanation at the end. Okay, so the first one here is Sabine. So it looks like we have a hand that we need to mulligan. We don't have a turn 1 play for the hero side. Okay, there's a turn 1 play. 2 cards, 2 resource. So I think one of the waylays can go, and I'm gonna go fell the dragon. So this way I at least Kuiil turn 1, draw a card, then I can either go waylay, or if Kuiil dies, then I can play Power of the Dark Side. Power of the Dark Side is also an answer for Sabine if the board is empty. Waylay is also an empty for a Dark Saber play if on turn 3. And worst case, I can play Kanan. Could just let Kanan go completely, so I could play double waylay. I think that's actually better. So like I said, it is kind of tricky playing this deck for sure. And again, this is a very early iteration, so like Snoke is a ways off. Snoke is very good, but we do have tech in this deck as well. I'm going to keep Snoke for now until we find a better win con. So what we're going to do here is attack in. We're not going to die, they're not going to die, but we get to draw Luke, which is good. Okay, for a cause. Okay, so we're going to waylay here. Rebel Pathfinder is a good Darksaber target, potentially as well. So nothing died, so we can't use our action ability, which is fine. Takedown is a good answer for Sabine, so we're going to hold on to that. The next turn, we're probably going to go either waylay or dark side into something else. At this point, we're getting close enough where I don't want to use these cards. So we're just playing takedown this turn, most likely. So we'll just go ahead and try to get one more card advantage out of Kuiil. Another closer is really sweet. So we're just gonna pass. Okay, they take out Sabine, so that's easy. We just immediately take down. Okay, K2SO, so we're going to alright, we have options here. I don't think we need Yoda at this point. We're at 5 resources. We're getting close to where we want to be. They have not used ECL yet, so if we waylay K2SO, they can ECL it in, kill Kuiil, get in for 3, and then we can put an entrenched on it, or we could just power and just kill it. We're at 5, so that's probably not ideal. So let's play waylay and kind of force them to use their ECO. Yep. Okay. So now we can flip. So we're only taking 1 life. We're putting in Do we want to put the entrenched on it? Yeah, I guess so. Just to ensure that it doesn't attack us for a lot of damage. Okay, so we're gonna gain 2 life now. Draw a card. We're back. Now we're on the dark side. Okay, Childsen's pretty good here. So is Bazine, but yeah, we want to maximize our turn. We're gonna put Pyke in the side. Childsen as a 6/6 isn't bad. Now they do have the ability to overwhelm us with entrenched, which is a little bit of a problem. Can just power the dark side here too, which is not the worst. Yeah, I think we're just gonna power, take our 3. Okay, Fleet Lieutenant. We'll play Bazine and take a Poe. Well, let's start 3 resources. Do we just take red 3? I don't even know if we necessarily want to flip now either. I think we just want to play Childsen. Yeah, just claim the initiative and play Childsen. We can flip next turn. Okay, I don't think we need 2 Snooks. I mean, again, I don't even know if we need to flip. We could have played Luke there and flipped, which wouldn't have been the worst. Just go there. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and flip. Make it 2/2. Take the initiative. Alright. I don't think we need that. Just gonna attack him with... Actually, we're gonna kill this first. Alright, if he attacks with Cassian, yeah, we're just gonna... I don't know why he used a heroic sacrifice, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. So we can flip now into Snoke. Draw a card and gain some life. Okay. And then we take the initiative. And I think we're in good shape. I don't think we need Obi-Wan anymore. I think we can just play Avenger. Okay, we take 3 damage there. We're going to use Bazine to take out things. Could go face, but I'm just going to... Well, yeah, we might as well just go face, right? Just to close the game out. And now we can flip, do 2 damage to their base, and we win the game. And we have all sorts of things to be able to deal with any kind of damage, like if they have a rebel assault here, for example. Okay, there you go. So if we were worried about our life total, maybe it was at 26, we would just play this either way. We could play Luke too, but Luke doesn't gain us life on play. Okay. This is a 4/4. And then we would just do that. So you kind of get the idea, like, it's like a puzzle, like going back and forth. You know, I could have played Luke there. I don't think it mattered in this particular situation. You're just kind of like maneuvering, weaving your way through the game as things are presented to you. You have card advantage. You're gaining subtle life. You're getting tokens. You're doing subtle damage to their base. And you're slowly starting to take over the game. So we'll do a different one now just to kind of show you. Alright, up against Boba Green here. No mulligan. Snoke is really, really good against them, so keeping that. Turn 3. And Kuiil's not bad either. Fell the Dragon's good. Power the Dark Side. So I think we gotta go this way. Remember, they have ouch. Well, that stinks, doesn't it? I was about to say, there's one card that I don't want them to have, and it's that. And of course, they're going first because I'm trying to make it harder for myself. Yeah, so let's see how this game goes with things not going pretty there. Okay, so we play Yoda. Yoda's a good play regardless. I probably could have just played Bazine here, but it's okay. Or resourced Bazine, I mean. Okay. So we're gonna pass and see what they do. Alright, now we're gonna claim the initiative. If they somehow had a way to kill Yoda, then I would have flipped over potentially. Avengers definitely weighs out. But I don't think we need 2 Yodas here. So our turn is either going to be Bazine or Fell the Dragon. Sometimes they pump up their units. They do have the super laser tech as well. So I want to kill things, but I cannot with Yoda. Yeah, it's kind of an awkward situation. Because Boba's going to come out regardless. I do want to work on killing Bazine though, so they can't just continuously McClunky it. Okay. I'm trying to think if I want a Bazine here, or if I want to... It's definitely awkward, like I said, because we got messed up by that turn 1 Bazine. Where we would have had Kuiil out here, so we would have easily been able to flip at any point. And would have been able to kill this Bazine a lot easier, which would have opened us up for the Power of the Dark Side play. So it's kind of, that plan backfired. So I kind of want a Bazine just to see what I can do here to disrupt things. Yeah, I mean, I would say I don't really care too much about Salacious Crumb. I think I care more about... What do we have? I think I care more about this, because if they play at Boba Fett's armor, then I have a target for Fell the Dragon. So now we can flip over. Well, I think, do we wait to heal? Yeah, I guess so. Because they want to attack in with Boba. Okay. Childsen's pretty good against them. So that is what we shall use. 5 resources or anything else we can do. No, I think we're just gonna go Childsen. So we can show I mean, I don't, does it matter? Okay. Okay. We can flip back over. I'm not sure there's a reason to though, because everything in our hand is dark. And I want to just go to play Childsen again. Okay. Yep. Okay. So we play Childsen, we can flip over and play Kuiil, which is not bad. And then we're at 6 resources, we're going into 7, we have Vigilance. This is, I mean, we could play Vigilance right now too, just to maximize, which isn't the worst idea. But they don't have that much damage on us, so I think we're gonna not do that. So let's play Childsen. Alright, we're gonna flip, do 2 damage to their base, create a 2/2, play Kuiil. They are choosing not to attack in, which makes sense. Okay, now we're gonna put Pyke in our resources as a card we can pull out later. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and they're at 8 resources. I want to use my clone. Actually, I want to use Kuiil to kill the laser tech so it survives. That's a good card. Try to dig a little. Okay, totally fine. Okay. That's 3 resources. We could play a Obi-Wan here and flip into Snoke. I think that's a good idea. Okay, they're taking Avengers, interesting, but remember Snoke is one of the best cards in the game against them. I definitely think we should just take that out. There's no reason to worry about their base because we have insane card advantage right now. A little bit of everything here. I don't think we need Laser Blast anymore. And we can always pull it out of our resources if we play tech. Okay, there's a Vader. So Vader attacks into Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan lives. Bazine is the only card that is threatening us. Well, if we play Snoke, they can't do anything. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna get in for damage now. Use my Sentinels. And remember, this says give 2 experience tokens to another friendly unit. If it's a forced unit, draw a card. So the crazy part is Obi-Wan works where I can give Snoke, make Snoke an 8/8 and draw a card. Since we did do that, do we want to flip? We don't have an Avenger. We don't have anything right now that's like making me want to flip, other than the fact that we could do 2 damage and create a token. Which, I mean, one of these Sentinels is going to die, so let's say we get in for 4, 10. That does put us really close to winning, so we're just going to do that. And the clone trooper dies, then we can flip back. We have so much card advantage right now. I don't think we need I Am Your Father. Okay, there goes that. So we shall attack in with Obi-Wan to make sure it doesn't get ambushed by like a Darth Maul. Okay, Reinforcement Marker's a card. It does go down to a 4/7 because of what we got going on with Snoke. So we can just waylay that. Make that an 8/8. And I'm pretty sure that just ends the game. They could have a surprise strike or something here, so we can just play another Obi-Wan. So it like this pile of cards is so weird together, but it's somehow making sense. That's what I mean. Like when I was trying to make this deck, I was like, what am I doing? Like, what are these cards I'm putting together in this pile of 60 cards? But so far, it feels like it's working. Again, this is against AI, but anytime you beat Boba 30-0, that's a good sign that you're doing something right on Force Table. So that's an example of that. We'll do a couple more just to kind of give you an idea. Alright, no mulligan. We'll let Bazine go. Hopefully Kuiil can draw us into something. These 2 cards are going to be pretty important. Really, all these cards are pretty important. I mean, even Bazine is good against them. Because they're going to have a lot of firepower coming at us. Obi-Wan is solid. But I think I'm going to let Obi-Wan go. Okay, that's a pretty good turn 1 play. Okay, now Kuiil can trade with that, so that's good to consider. I think we're going to let No Good to Me Dead go. Is that right? So we can go on curve either Waylay or Darkside here. And then hold on to these. They flip on 6, so they have to have the resupply or the Super Laser Technician to be able for that to be more of a problem. But we do have the power of the dark side for the Maul if they don't have multiple units out. I don't know. I think No Good to Me Dead is really good. Let's let the more expensive one go. Ouch. Okay, so that's an interesting choice. So now they become... Alright, well, that was why Waylay is good. Alright. Don't think they need second Kuiil, okay? And they ECLing, they are, okay? So we'll definitely flip over now. Let's draw our card. Okay. Could play Bazine here, yeah. I kind of like the idea of Bazine because I can trade with that and look at their hand and see if there's anything I want to get rid of, which I do. Yeah, so get rid of the resupply. Okay, that's an interesting card. I like it. We could play No Good to Me Dead. Power here. We want to kill this first, regardless, so that we can potentially, if they try to go into Maul, we don't have any other way to kill anything else that they play this turn. This could be a good card for us to search for something good. Again, this is a little trickier because they have such powerful units. Okay. I don't understand why the AI keeps doing that, but we're just going to kill this before they have a unit on board. Okay, to Kylo's TIE Silencer. Don't really have the best answers for that right now. They also have Ruthless Raider plus Maul next turn, which is pretty bad. But we have two No Good to Me Deads, so that's pretty sweet. And Fel the Dragon unfortunately doesn't deal with that. Do we have a Rival's Fall? Oh, we resource Rival's Fall, yeah. Which I'm not sure we should have, because that is our only copy in the main board. Snoke's gonna be good, but I think we need to just get rid of this unit. Okay. Well, we can kill this, let them flip, then play No Good to Me Dead, then flip ourselves. And then we can play that. We can't kill this, what am I talking about? Let's just flip and see if we can find a better removal spell. What are we discarding though? Ugh, I don't know. Power of the Dark, so there you go. Okay. Entrenched is good too. Laser Blast is good too. A lot of good options here. I think we're just going the Laser Blast route this time. Okay. Totally fine. So we have the power here, which is nice. We're just gonna... I want to go in for one with Bazine. I don't care about Bazine. Okay, well that worked out nicely. We can still power here, actually. Which is what we're gonna do at 5. Power is also another great card in this deck. Okay, he killed our Clone Trooper. Do we want to flip back? Yes, we do. Like I said, every game, like what I like about this deck is it's not easy to play, like I said, so it's like playing a puzzle. So here we're gonna play, we're at 7. We're probably just gonna attack in, so we're probably just gonna not do much and just claim the initiative. Put that in our resources probably. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Ouch. Could play no good to me dead just so we don't take damage, but then they're gonna claim the initiative. Could play entrenched and no good to me dead. That's not a bad option either. So let's put the entrenched here. That way we don't take any further damage this upcoming turn. Oh, even better. Well, now because they just did that, we're just going to claim the initiative and blow up the board. Waylay's good for this type of deck. Really, all these cards are. Because they have so much power on the board, though, we just need to blow it up. I'll let Childsen go. I don't think Childsen's as good against a deck like this. Okay, that's fine. Are we switching over? No, we're just claiming the initiative. Okay. Kanan or our boy? I think at this point we're not doing anything, we're just playing Snoke. Okay. It's actually unfortunate. Because they can immediately... I don't know why they wouldn't have killed Snoke there. That was weird. It's weird. Okay. I don't know what AI is doing. I like this card again because we can dig for stuff. So let's let go Yoda. This is a 1/1. Let's just kill it. Ruthless Raider can kill Snoke. Okay, that is interesting. Our life total is good. I say we dig for finishers here. So we could actually play Luke if we find one. So let's discard Kanan. Okay, there's a Luke. Nice. That's a... Okay, it's got 4 HP, so it won't die. Could waylay it. Or power the dark side it. Yeah. Let's just get rid of it. Now, I don't think we had any Did we have a... Yeah, we did have a friendly heroes unit. No, we didn't. Never mind. Hard to keep up. Okay, we're gonna let Entrench go. Horse choke. Okay, there goes Snoke. Okay, so we will go here. They play a 5-2. I mean, I think there's no reason for us to not play Luke here. Okay, Consortium, and we can waylay that just to be annoying. We lost Snoke, we didn't lose a hero unit. Alright, now we are in Avenger range, even at 11 resources, so we'll let No Good To Be Dead go. Just to keep our diversifying our resources. Alrighty, and I'm pretty sure that's game. A little tricky getting our line of play right. And at this point, I don't think we really need to resource more. But yeah, like I said, when you have Avenger and Luke out, it's like, that's just such an amazing feeling. Such an amazing feeling. And Snoke. The curve of Obi-Wan, Luke, into Snoke, into Avengers, just so... Alright, so playing against Control here. I like our curve of Lothal Insurgent into Yoda. I don't think we need a power. A ways off. Could always tech it out as well. Okay. Don't need as much removal against a control deck. Okay, they kill our Lothal Insurgent. So we play Yoda, and then we flip. Again, we want to be on the dark side against them, so that we can start creating tokens and getting, being able to put more pressure on them. I do think this is going to be a tough matchup. Waylay seems good. I don't know. We don't need to make an opening, though. Don't need it. Childsen. Okay. Well, it is a 5/5. So Yoda will die. Could play Power of the Dark Side though. And attack in for a whopping 2 damage, and then we will do 2 damage and create a token. And that's why we want to be on the dark side. Kuiil's definitely not bad. Okay. Deathmark is a card. Okay. Just going to get in for as much damage as we can. I would love to waylay that card, but we're just going to No Good To Be Dead it for now. Dr. Pershing. El Doctor. At 6 cost. What can we do here? Playing more units doesn't seem bad. Vigilance isn't bad. Could start milling them, I think, is an option. We're getting close to Luke. Luke's going to be really powerful. They have to have Rivals Fall or Fell the Dragon in hand to deal with Luke, while we slowly start to put more cheap units. Okay, I definitely think Kuiil's better than that card. So first, let's just get in for damage. Takedown, okay. Okay, he drew 4 cards, which is awful. I could have let him draw a card there. Just keeping her foot on the gas, right? Okay. Draw a card. Snoke is not bad. Can definitely flip over, but I don't know if we want to. We could just mill them here. I think milling is not a bad option. And then playing... If we play Kuiil, though, then we have a target for Bossk. We could waylay Dr. Pershing. And then play Kuiil, and then attack him with Kuiil to die to Bossk, and play Luke to kill Bossk. And flip into Snoke. Okay. That's what we're gonna do. No, we're not flipping. No, we're gonna stay. Stay on this side. For now. That's a good card. That's a good one too. Alright, we're gonna let this Kuiil go. Okay, he gets to draw 4 more cards here. That's honestly fine. Could no good to me dead him right here. I mean, if he's gonna kill me anyways, I'm just gonna go for damage, draw a card. Ooh, that's a good card. Oh, okay, well, that makes things a little easier. So he doesn't get to draw all the cards. See if there's anything we want to get rid of. Is there anything we want to get rid of here? Not really. We kind of have... a great hand. Okay, well. Let's at least get a unit down. No, I like my hand. Top target, okay. I'm gonna keep that just to... They don't play Obi-Wan, plus this is a good turn. Really don't want to get rid of any of these cards, though. So we're just gonna do that. Ouch. Definitely not an easy matchup. Client. I think now's as good as any a time to just go ahead and vigilance. Playing all the stuff, huh? Okay. Entrenched is interesting here. On the client. So he's got 8 health right now. Death mark and top target. I think it's fine. I think we're just gonna play Avenger. Snoke. Okay. Well. Okay. Sure. What did he just put on me? Oh, top target. Yeah, they're gonna deck out. This is an interesting matchup. Open fire. Let's play one of our Snokes, I think. We could play Bazine first. See if we can. Ooh, there's a good one. Vigilance or Crate Dragon? Ooh, goodness. Definitely Crate Dragon. I think it's worth doing 2 damage and get another unit on board. Okay, let go Bazine there. And start swinging in for damage. Tech's good. We got our own tech here. I think we are good with our current hand. This is swinging in for 8. But it does have an amazing effect, so we're going to wait on that. Okay. Get in for 2 more. Fell the dragon. Okay. Let's get a Luke down. Wow, they got back down to 12, huh? Yeah, but we're in good shape here as far as milling them out goes. Yeah, I'm gonna stay at 10. I do not care if they draw cards at this point with Pershing. Just gonna swing for the trees. Vigilance. Okay. Sure. Like a Bazine again. Just alright, Laser Blast seems pretty good. Get rid of. We have games, so do we want to switch? Yeah, we can switch sides. I think I'm okay with letting Yoda go here. Okay. Techie tech, that's not gonna do it. Now again, AI is not playing optimally, you know, but even with the card advantage that Bossk has, I think our card advantage is easier to pull off consistently because we don't have to rely on our opponent to have things in play and be able to have the removal to deal with it. We just get to dictate our own units leaving the board, and we can do that in a multitude of ways. And then playing black cards to flip over and create a 2/2, so that's an interesting one. That'd be interesting to see how, as this deck evolves, how that matchup lines up. We also are playing 60 cards, so that does give us an advantage against a deck that is drawing a bunch of cards as well, and might have the win con of milling us out also. But yeah, so you kind of see what I'm talking about. Like, it's like you're kind of weaving your way through a maze, trying to figure things out. Like, it's not the easiest deck to play. It definitely takes a lot of testing. I've probably played this deck on Force Table at, I don't know, at least 50 to 75 times now, somewhere in that range, just to try to like figure out the play patterns and where it makes sense. And it just looks like the weirdest pile of cards when you're looking at this list, but it's been making sense. I'm sure there's going to be lists in the future that make way more sense, but I just wanted to find something that was viable, that felt decent, and just be able to play these cards in the same list, like Luke and Snoke and Avenger. That curve is just, well, really, you start with Obi-Wan, right? You go Obi-Wan into Luke into Snoke into Avenger. That curve is just crazy, especially if you can line it up where you're able to flip while gaining life and making 2/2s and doing 2 damage to their base. And the 2 damage to their base, it really adds up quickly when you're playing a lot of the cheaper units, especially later on in the game when you squeeze in those cheaper units. You kind of see how you use the R2 and the card draw to kind of find things at different times. The subtle hand disruption with Bazine, being able to pull the Pyke or the Bazine out of your resources whenever you need to play a black card to switch back over, as well as ping them and do the create 2/2. In a lot of matchups, playing a black card can just close the game out because you're doing 2 damage to their face and creating a 2/2. So it's a fun deck. It's definitely in the early stages of figuring things out, like I said. But I'd love to hear where you guys are at with this list and what you guys have come up with. This is definitely like a fun one to try to figure out. It really is like trying to crack the code with this deck because it has a lot of potential. Like the leader is really cool. My first thought, like I said, was like this is a control leader because you're drawing cards, you're gaining life, you're creating a 2/2 token, you're pinging them for damage. It feels like a control leader, so that's why I went more of the control route. So let me know what you guys think, though, and what you guys have come up with. Would love to hear your, Palpatine yellow list, or Palpatine blue, even Palpatine green, which I tried out a little bit, or more token-based decks, especially with the yellow. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and y'all have a good one, and peace out.